Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, so I feel like the moon base, well, the Mun Space Station that we have, I've kind of neglected, like, completely. Almost to the point where I think, at one point, I think I even, in one of my videos, I was like, I have a space station around the moon? Yeah, I just got so much going on in this game sometimes that, like, I just literally lose track of everything. And, yeah, so I want to get, get this thing going and, add some modules to it. This is going to be a little bit unconventional in a sense. I don't know how long the docking is going to take me. I don't have any SAS on the station, I believe. I don't know, I tried this a long time ago with this exact same configuration, and, it was giving me some problems, and I was just, like, pulling my hair out like I normally do, even though, at this point, I don't think I would have any hair left, I guess. Now, I had somebody ask me, one of the commenters, I think it was like J-Boy, Casper, yeah, what's your most influential, or not influential, well, I should speed up here, but not what the most influential thing is, what was like my greatest feat in KSP, and, honestly, this is like one of the questions that, I guess I had to think about for a long time. I can't really give you a specific, time or, specific thing I've done in the game that, was like my defining moment, I guess. That really did, do what make me feel like I was, on top of the world, or on top of Kerbin, I guess I should say. One of the things I guess I could mention was, probably, when I first got to orbit, with my first ship, and it was like, I think I played for about a week, and or actually probably more like 2 weeks. My first week was like really just messing around with all the parts and, building building like a basic plane and, building a few basic, really basic things and, then doing some, almost like Mercury style launches where I would do like suborbital trajectories and stuff like that. Nothing that actually got me 100% into space, I guess if you want to say that. Then afterwards, my number one goal after that, because I think about, I don't know, roughly 2 to 3 weeks or so after that, well, actually, I can't even say 2 to 3 weeks, maybe about a month or so, or 2 months after, my initial download, the docking ports were added, and, I think it was probably like somewhere around 2 months when docking ports were finally added, and, because I originally saw this game through, SIPs, Yogscast SIPs, and, it kind of sparked my interest, and I started, I played around with, some demo and stuff like that, and I tried a few different things out, and, I would have to say, though, that Yogscast Sips is the one that actually got me to play this game and to download it, and, if you guys don't know about him yet, he's cool because he'll cover a lot of indie games, whereas Yogscast kind of covers more of the popular games and stuff like that, but he does a lot of really different kind of stuff when it comes to just his channel and, you know, what he's all about compared to the Yogscast, but, you know, he was kind of the one who got me to get this game. But my most influential thing was, or I mean, once again, influential. No, my most I guess my defining moment was if you watch my episode 6, which is like a really, you know, this is like before I really got defined as far as like how I do my Let's Plays and anything like that. It was like literally my 6th episode I've ever made, you know, that like as far as YouTube is concerned and everything else. That space station took me like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, just to construct, and that was when I really learned how to dock. You know, docking itself is probably one of the hardest things you can do in the game, but it's also extremely easy depending on, you know, what it is you're trying to dock up and everything else. You know, you can get really lucky. Depending on who you talk to, some people think it's really hard, some think it's really easy. You know, I don't really have so much of a problem with it. It's just, you know, a lot of times I end up docking things together that really don't want to be together. You know, like, you look at the jewel carriers and stuff like that, the jewel ships, my jewel fleet. Those ships were probably some of the hardest things I ever had to dock up, because it's not like you're docking it once. Some of those pieces I had to dock multiple times before they finally just stuck together. But I would have to say that that is probably my most, I guess, defining thing in the game, was building interplanetary ships and rovers too. Rovers are what got me into doing YouTube videos. You know, the thing was, and a lot of you guys might not know, for you new people, I ended up finding out, you know, a configuration that works. If you guys watch some of my older videos, even though they're dated considering the fact that we have rover parts now, I ended up building a ion-powered rover that used the aircraft wheels, and yeah, they worked very well. That was probably one of the things that really, you know, I guess I felt like I stood out at that time, because every other video I watched, whether it was like Thor LP or Kurt J. Mack, and you know, there's HOC Gaming, which I don't really watch too much of, and Scott Manley, nobody was really doing anything with stock rovers. You know, there was mods out at the time that had stock style rovers and stuff like that, and if you go on Kerbal Space Program forums and stuff like that too, they also happen to have a section. Well, at that time when I first joined, they had a section that was kind of more so sort of dedicated to out of the box, kind of out of the yeah, I guess out of the box style building and stuff like that. So, you know, I really, you know, dug myself in real deep. And then the other thing that, you know, once I landed my first rover and I kind of figured out the capabilities of the rover, and then, you know, the moon bases spawned from those ideas, everything just kind of, it all brought itself out. You know, it was just like I opened Pandora's box of all kinds of just crazy, wacky things that I just didn't even think I would come remotely close to even wanting to do. You know, I didn't know how long that my episodes were gonna run for. Multiple things. Like, I really don't think I would have made it to, what is this, episode 79, I believe? Don't count me on that, but, you know, it's been a learning experience more so than anything. I mean, I've learned a lot about YouTube and how it works. I've learned a lot about good video editing, you know, and most of that has to do with you guys telling me exactly how to, you know, certain things. Like, a lot of people have been helpful, and that's the one thing I always appreciate from anybody that is, like, on my channel is, you know, feel free to open your mouth and say, hey, I really like your videos, but, I don't really like, X, Y, and Z. You don't need to show X, Y, and Z. Like, you know, some of my videos I'll show the takeoff when usually I'll show the takeoff when, you know, I kind of want to just chat, play, and, you know, have a little bit of a good time, and, you know, just have some fun. But, you know, with every video, I always try to do something new, and, something a little bit different. And yes, Doggy always has to make a cameo in every video. I don't know if you guys can actually hear him, but yeah. But you know, I'm like unbelievably happy with how everything is going. I mean, Doggy. But you know, I'm just unbelievably happy with how everything's going. You know, a lot of people continue to say the same thing, and you know, I agree with you, but at the same time I'm happy for what I have. And you know, I got at this point I think 390 or 391. I mean, I check my emails daily just to see the comments so I can respond back to someone's comments if you know, somebody says something about or has questions about a specific thing I'm doing in the game. You know, I'm always willing to answer, but, you know, Dauge, you are so disruptive today. Well, no, I always check my comments and stuff like that, but, you know, I really don't keep a good cap on how many, subscribers I have, but, you know, like, with everything, you know, it all comes with time, and, you know, a lot of people are like, why don't you have, like, a bazillion Dauge, you are being very, very mean right now to everyone. Disruptive Dauge. No, I generally don't keep caps on anything, and, you know, like, I'm not like, oh, well, I better have X, Y, and Z subscribers at X and, you know, at this specific point, or, you know, I'm gonna stop doing videos, or whatever. I mean, it's not even like that. Like, I just kind of want to have some fun. If, you guys want to join along in the ride, then I'm more than happy that you guys want to, like, you know, be a part. And, you know, if you guys like to help out, I mean, I had somebody make my background for me. And, you know, just like that alone, I was, like, happy about. Like, I couldn't believe somebody would actually want to do something like that for me. Which, his name was, Broje Games, I believe. Which I hopefully will be able to keep my background. I don't really know. I'm not going to upgrade to the new YouTube layout until, you know, I'm, like, physically forced to, so whatever happens with that, I'm not, like, I know a lot of people are against it. If you go to, like, some of the bigger channels, a lot of people haven't really converted over. Whoa, I should slow down there for a second. Let's grab a drink, and, yeah, let's get lined up for this burn here before I forget, like I normally do. Let's see what happens, because, I don't really feel too confident about this, like, this meeting up here, this joining. I don't really think I spent enough time lining up, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Stop. Alright, let's see. Let's see how close we can get it. Usually I like to get it within, like, 1 kilometer, and that just makes it so much easier, but yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, you know, I generally try to do a video every day, guys. You know, I'm sorry for the lag. I always apologize, and you know, everyone's just kind of like, I mean, I even had somebody comment, and they were just like, dude, you don't need to apologize for, you know, doing whatever. It isn't a big deal. And you know, I kind of consider it to be a big deal. To me, it's a big deal. I don't want you guys to think that, like, I just mysteriously disappeared, or, you know, whatever. I know, you know, with the internet, somebody can just randomly disappear and randomly appear a week later, you know. So, you know, I try to do everything possible to make sure that my existence is still somewhere in the interwebs, but once again, I try my hardest to get my videos out. That's all I can say. Alright, so maneuvering over here isn't going to change anything. I'm trying to get a little bit closer, but, you know, whatever happens. I think 8 is probably going to be the best, so I think I'm just going to stick with whatever it's at. It's like 8. That works. I don't really care so much. I'm so used to being so close too that I was expecting it to load in. Yeah, I think it was because I didn't line them up or anything, which is kind of a stupid thing to do, but whatever. Whatever, I do what I want. Alright, let's we need to point ourselves at the target and start doing some burning, because this guy's going to be running away pretty quickly. I generally like it when guys run away from me pretty quickly. I wouldn't want them to be close to me. Oh god. Alright, time warp. Holy crap. I'm going to cancel out all that speed as soon as I possibly can. I should have done that before I actually started the burn, but I was just like, eh, whatever. But, no, a lot of influential things, too. I mean, if you guys watch some of my videos, too, I mean, I try not to do the same thing as, you know, some of the other people, you know, Kurt J. Mack and Scott Manley and, you know, all the other... Whoa, stop it. I hit the wrong key, as usual. But, you know, I try not to do the same videos as them, you know, and number one, too, is I don't really want to trample on anybody's successes or anything like that, but... I mean, I honestly enjoy watching, like, as long as the person has, like, a tolerable voice, I enjoy their videos. But, the text messages. Usually mute my phone, too, but, apparently, I forgot this time. One of many things. But, no, I just, you know, I don't want to trample on anyone's successes or, you know, kind of be called... It's like, if you guys watch the Angry Video Game Nerd, there's also Irate Gamer, and then there's also Pat the NES Punk. You know, and, you know, Pat, like, in one of his episodes, like, I think it was for, like, Cheetah Man or something. He's like, it's not angry or irate, but we're gonna get through this. So, I mean, if you wanna, you know, I'm quoting him, but, you know, I try not to do the exact same things. I just don't think it would be, you know, like, it would be kind of weird to do that or something. I don't know. I'm kind of off on a tangent right now. Forgive me. So, I'm just going to do one more little quick lineup, and, we're gonna get real close here. But, I'm not sure about this space station at all. Like, I haven't really done much with it. I did leave a lot of openings on it, but, like I said, the last time I went here, I was getting a lot of problems with certain things, and I was like ripping my hair out trying to get something to work, and it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. But that's Kerbal Space Program in a nutshell. It not doing it what you want it to do. Or if you're not very good with computers, too. That's definitely. Alright, let's flip around, and we'll call it a day. No, I'm just kidding. We need to, I don't know how stable this thing's going to be after I undock one of these modules. It's probably gonna just, everything's probably gonna go crazy. So we'll see what happens. It's just some crazy stuff. Because it's already not very stable when it's in the just like RCS with SAS on. It's if it doesn't do that, that's like another good tip for you guys. Like if you guys are looking to build space stations and stuff like that, try to make everything, you know, try to use as much symmetry as you possibly can. I'm not going to say that you're gonna have like perfect symmetry on anything you build, because generally, I mean, if you guys watch the stuff I build, a good portion of certain things that I build just have almost no symmetry at all. It really, it's annoying at points. Like how bad certain things get just drive you nuts sometimes, and you just don't even expect it to be like that. So, alright, where is this thing? Alright, there we go. Now, I'm just going to try to get one of these things to dock up. This thing, if you guys haven't noticed, is kind of now moving 1 meter per second in a... Ugh. This thing is probably going to give me a headache. I can already smell it. I smell something. A smelly smell. But, alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. I need to be... Alright. No. Nope, 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 nope. Stop this. There we go. No, 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 not that way. We need to bring this up a little bit. I kind of want to line up just a little bit to, you know, make it so when I dock one of these pieces up, everything will be alright, but I don't know what's gonna happen, to be honest. Hopefully it works. I think this thing doesn't even have a control on it either. I don't even know. I can't even turn on SAS on the station, so that's never a good sign. We might end up having to relaunch the entire thing, so who knows. Let me switch it to chase, since you know, somebody suggested that a long time ago, and I started using it, and it works pretty well for me. But alright, I gotta cancel out this momentum that we got going on here. Alright, yeah, we wanna go be going not that way. Cancel that out. We want to be moving closer to our target. So, alright, why don't I see... Alright, yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. Just kind of... Alright, that's set as a target. And I'm going to turn our CS off. Speed up time a little bit. See, speeding up time too, you know, whatever, the time warp, it works pretty good, I guess. I don't, you know, it just depends on the kind of person you are and if you're willing to take a little bit of a risk. I guess if you know, it's a good tool to use while you're building, but at the same time, you could really screw up something if you don't use it, like, the right way, I guess you should say. I mean, I've screwed up a lot of my missions. I've had to relaunch a lot of stuff, and that's just because of stupidity and me not, you know, playing correctly or whatever. See, RCS is probably just bleeding away. So we need to bring this thing over to the left here. And hopefully this isn't going to be another Top Gun style, you know, docking where it's like left, 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 right, left, 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 up, up, down, left, left. Alright, I think this is good. Alright, just bring it over a little bit more. I think, you know, this is looking pretty good, but, you know, the way that the docking ports are freaking out. Bring this down. Let's see, forward. Forward, please. Forward march. Alright, slow down. Just a little bit. Oh, baby. Turn off RCS there. Wow. Wow, that's inside my ship. Please get that out. Stop thrusting into me. Wow. I can't, I'm not even going to. Yeah, I'm just not going to say anything about that. Let's see. Alright. Now, on the inside is where the... Yeah, okay. It's been a while. I actually designed this ship a long time ago. So... It works, but I don't remember exactly the configurations on everything. I wanted to do... The problem is, where it lies, is I don't know if these things are going to be perfectly straight, which I'm very OCD about, and when they're not, I kind of just freak out. So I'm going to decouple here, and I'm just going to maybe attach one more. Well, yeah, well, I got you guys. I mean, maybe I'll do all three. I don't want to push this episode way too long. So, you know, we'll see. Alright, turn RCS on. And we are going to shift off to the left here, I guess, if you want to say that. And we just bump the station, which is going to send it all spinning around. And I think I should just fix that real quick. Alright, there we go. Yeah, another really good life-saving tool there. Use time warp when you bump stuff around, because the time warp will stop all movements, you know, any kind of movement on the ship in any kind of way. So if you're trying to dock something, it just makes it that much easier. So, alright. I just need to slow down, and then I think back up a little bit. I think we should get the magnetism. Alright, this thing is just wobbling around like crazy. There we go. Alright, RCS off. And we got a connection. I don't like it though, because it's a little crooked. But if you guys can see, this is what I'm trying, you know, what I'm trying to do here. Like, I want to connect all these HAB modules together, so it's going to be like, if I were to imagine what it's like on the inside of one of these, you know, imagine having 3 of them all connected together, you know, and they would be able to do all their Kerbal-y things. Let's see. I'm going to actually decouple and then try something. Yeah, I'm looking good on RCS, so I can do that. Okay, so turn on RCS, and I'm just going to turn off SAS, and I'm going to try to... It looks like it's already trying to do it. Alright. Turn it on right there. Perfect. Alright, now we need to go away from this thing. Real quick. Like. And then we work our way back. The distance, I can't really tell you how far the distance is because it just really depends. But, you don't need to go too far away. and you can rejoin, you know what I mean? Like, you can rejoin a part, you know. That's one of the things I kind of do a lot of, because depending on, you know, your style of building and what you're building, you actually might have to do it a couple times here and there, so it works out. Oh god, I'm gonna hit. Yeah, this thing isn't exactly stable. Alright, alright, we're moving that way. We need to cancel that out. See, sometimes doing this too is never really a good idea, but I'm too OCD to not do this. So, alright, we're going up and away. Up, up, and away! Yeah, alright, whoa, whoa, whoa. But, yeah, I don't know if you guys watch Thor LP or anything like that, but he is back. So, you know, if you guys haven't already, you know, checked out his channel since he's been back, but he's been doing, you know, he's got a few videos up now, and, you know, I'm glad to see he's back, because I thought he was gone, you know, but it's a good thing. Very good thing. Alright. Turn this off. And bring this docking board. There we go. Oh, man. Well, that sucks. That was cheap, Kerbal. That was real cheap. I have to say that was pretty cheap. But alright, if I can do this real quickly. Alright, 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 come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. Alright, come on. Come on, get it, get it, get it, get it. Alright, yeah. That's right. Now this one isn't going to be lined up either. I don't think I'm going to even waste time to correct it, because I'm running low on RCS now. Alright. Yeah, well, I think I'm going to let you guys go on this one, because, yeah, I think it's running too long already. So, yeah, if you haven't already, check out my other videos. You know, if you like what I'm doing here, subscribe, because there's always more to come. And, yeah, check out the Facebook and the Twitter. I think I mentioned this a million times, but they have the, I always post the latest Kerbal updates and everything else. And, yeah, I will see you next time.